Hey, so this video we're going to be talking about the TheStackSystem, a little review, a guide, what I think about it, how it works, my experience so far using it. Now, it's certainly not my first attempt at speed training. Skinny white boy's always looking for distance, right? So I remember when we first started the journey with the old Speed Whoosh Momentous, and that was a cool toy by all means, and it still works good for creating the right release point, and it does make you go faster than any other training aid out there. Certainly an overspeed training tool. Nothing makes you go further than the men's length Speed Whoosh. So there was certainly some great gains when that first came out. I remember Jamie Sieslowski promoting that. Cool little toy. Then came along Mr. Speed Sticks, right? And it's still definitely the dominant guy in the marketplace with a system that works. I must say, Speed Sticks do work. Caveat that it has with it is you'll get them, you'll get into it, you'll do maybe level 1, maybe finish it, and then you kind of just well off and you're not really sure of your progress unless you're a big person making your own spreadsheets, which some people are, which is great for you if you are, you know. And it also encourages you to do a couple things that Stack don't do, which I'll get into, like left-handed swings and dynamic motions that teach your body to go faster. So there's certainly a place for speed sticks in the market, and obviously they have their 3 different weights plus a lady's weight, which is cool, and the super C taper one with counterbalance on it, which Stack doesn't have, but Sash also suggested that he hasn't found any evidence for it yet, so there might be a Stack 2 one day. But yeah, speed sticks definitely work, half the price of the Stack, but do you use them and then get bored of them? A lot of people, I think if you honestly ask people that have speed sticks, a lot of them are sitting in some corner dusting off. And then Orange Whip also made their version of a speed trainer, the Light Speed, which is super cool, and also came with a whole, and still does if you get into it, a whole training package with the orange peel, and you get the straps and you get going. I actually haven't done it. It's FX Fit or something like that. But again, great tool for rhythm and tempo. Also has a counterbalance, makes you go fast, not as fast as the Whoosh because it's a touch shorter. It's actually a similar length too, almost actually. Look, there you go, exactly the same length as the Stack. Great tool, great rhythm tool, and that worked in conjunction with a mid-size for like getting a rhythm and tempo, and then this for overspeed training. I think the Light Speed and Orange Whip combo also works great, especially if you were to do the whole gym program thing. But how much does it work long term? I don't know. So then we get into the Stack, and you know, it's a pretty simple thing. It's hybrid length, which is unique, and how you adjust. You only have one stick as opposed to several sticks, and how you adjust it is you have these really cool little, obviously screws off here, and you have your little serial code right there, and you go ahead and you adjust it with these little wee weights. It comes as a nice little pack, and you go up and down the weights. And it teaches you to overspeed and underspeed training. So it increases the load, makes it heavier, lighter than a driver, and it takes you on this journey. Now, the big reason that you're getting this, right, or the only reason you really get Stack over the other ones, is the app. I mean, and I've done foundation training, and I'm probably only 6 sessions in, and already it's interesting thing that it does is you always doing different weights, different intent levels, which is kind of interesting and kind of fun. Plus it's tracking your progress for you and it's telling you where you are on a percentile basis. So let's dive into the app now and let's have a little look at that. All right, so let's dive on into the app and have a look at what you're spending your money on. Now, the Stack itself is a cool tool, and having variable weights, kind of like the Ripstick, you know, it makes it worth that kind of price. Now, the reason it's double the price of, like I said, is speed sticks is the app. You're basically buying the stick at just about cost, and then you're paying for 2 years of membership to the app, the Stack app, which is the thing that separates it. The AI in it, how it takes you through training sessions, reminds you to have training sessions if you switch that on, and you it's cool to have your progress tracked. You know, every session, how am I going? Am I getting faster? Am I getting slower? Which motivates you and keeps you accountable, which is super cool. It tells you where you are for like all the different weights, where you've been, what you've been doing, which is great. I mean, you could do that with speed sticks, definitely, make no mistake. But man, you spend your life, if you love spreadsheets 24/7, then hey, go for it. But me personally, I just like to swing and then review later. And it tells you from a percentile basis where you're at. Obviously, I'm not the fastest human alive, which I will have one of the faster guys around in the next little video, but it just tells you where you're at and how you're progressing, what your potential gains are and whatnot. The interesting thing that I find it doesn't have that much is it just makes you just swing like a full intent. You learn full and max intent, and it has those things. And in the warm-up, there's a full cool things there. But there's not a lot of content. Maybe this is my job, is to make the content on how to actually, the movements that increase speed, like higher hands, bigger hip turn, ground force reactions, those bits and pieces on how to actually crank up your speed. There's obviously experimentation, and I find that as soon as someone just has the intent to swing faster, you increase speed. So if you've never done speed training before, you're going to get very quick progress. If you have done speed training before, it's going to make it easier to stay on track. When you've got something that's reminding you, hey, look, do it. The sessions are like 20 minutes long, which is great. It's not too long, not too short. It forces you to have rest time, like, because often when you're doing your speed sticks, you just go whoosh, 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 rush, 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 and you get faster and faster as you hit more and more balls. When you're doing like a full-on speed session with driver, which is great, or speed sticks, you go faster and faster, but you kind of lose quality. Whereas with this app taking you through a session, in fact, we'll go through a session now. We'll do my next session, which is ready to work out. It's time now, which is a bit of fun. We'll take you through what that's like and how it feels. I think I'm on you can preview what your next workout is. It's telling me I need to get a whole lot faster. So I think I've got the lightest ones I've ever done right here. So it's interesting. I've got full intent, and then a max intent to finish to see how we go. And hopefully with you guys watching, I might set some personal bests, which would be fun. And also that, when you get a personal best, it gives you a little cheer. So there's lots of very cool features that it has to keep you motivated when you're training, to ensure that when you are training, it is pushing you based on countless amounts of data to get faster. And I think it just makes it more fun. I mean, the accountability, the tracking's cool, and then having a different weight every time and different number of swings and stuff is really, really interesting. I do find it, I wish I need to get hold of Sash and find out why there's not more like step motions or dynamic things while you're doing the speed work, whether he's found out whether that makes any sense, and also why there's no left-hand swings in there. With like speed sticks, there was that whole thing, learning to swing faster left-handed, which I think there's got to be a correlation, I would assume, to swinging left-handed and gaining speed right-handed. Plus it's a nice stretch. And also orange whip, when you're going back and you're going through, you're getting both sides involved. Whereas this is just right hand only, give it a rip. But I have certainly so far found it very fun. And everyone that I've got into the stack so far seems to be enjoying it. Purchase-wise, there's going to be, obviously there'll already be at the start of the video, there's that discount code. That's for anyone in North America, if you want to buy it from the North American store. That'll give you a nice little discount, and also supports me just a little bit, which is great. I really appreciate that. And then for any of the New Zealand customers, my shop's already down there, and I've already thrown that discount in there for all the Kiwis. So you guys can get it in the next few days when you decide to choose, get your stack. You don't have to get it shipped all the way over, and the price is pretty bloody competitive. All right, so let's have a little session. You can see what it's all about. And while I'm doing it, I can have a yarn to you about it. And I'll first get warmed up, because warming up's important. And then we'll dive in. All right, so let's get into a little session here. My little speed monitor I like to use, or have been using, certainly, is a little PRGR. Excellent value for money. Very, very easy to use. Surprisingly accurate, even compared to TrackMan data. It does overread club head speed a little bit. I find maybe 1 or 2 mile an hour compared to TrackMan, but actually means it's probably really close to a full sight unit in that space. As long as you're using the same unit every time, whether it be the Swing Caddy or this or a Mevo Plus, it doesn't matter. As long as it's the same thing, it's tracking your progress. So let's dive into this session, continue foundation. It's going to take me through warm-up tips. Always, always good to do the warm-ups. I've already done mine. She used my old orange whip to loosen up, and then a few swings with the driver and some other little stretches, little secret stuff right there. And it tells me that's all what I'm using. And then so the app has just asked you for full effort, full intent. So full intent being as fast as you'd ever hit. Thanks. As hard as you'd ever hit driver on the golf course effectively. All right, so I've got it all on. The cool thing is when you can just say how fast you go, which I find nice. I can be nice and lazy. Well, I wouldn't say lazy, just kind of smart. So we got 135 grams. Hopefully you didn't hear that. And let's get into it. Full intent, so as hard as I've ever hit it on the golf course. Like a par 5 drive or something like that. 97.
Swing 1 was 97.
Cool. So then it counts me down all the rest time, as you can see on the screen there. It forces you to have like 13 seconds between each swing, which is kind of cool. And certainly counts you down. 98.
Swing 2 was 98. New fastest.
I haven't actually done 135 grams yet, so as soon as I go faster and faster.
Swing 3 was 135. New fastest.
I wish it was 135, right? So that's where voice recognition is a bit funny. That it will...
Okay, enter swing 3.
If you say something, it'll just recognize it. All right, I wish it was that quick. Okay, let's go. Ooh, 101.
Swing 3 was 101. New fastest.
Nice. And then obviously when I come back to this weight, and then I've got some numbers to chase. And I assume the next couple ones, which I haven't actually done them before, which is nice. Like I said, part of the program, doing something that's different every time, is kind of fun. It didn't feel quite as quick. Oh, 102. And this is 102.
Swing 4 was 102. New fastest.
That's something that happens anytime you're hitting balls with driver. The more balls you hit, the faster you're generally going to go. So as I go through the session, it's going to hopefully speed up. Come on, quicker than that. Slow down. 96.
Swing 5 was 96.
Coach. All right, so I'll do these last 3, and then you can join me on the next set. '96.
Swing 6 was 96.
$100.
Swing 7 was 100.
$102. Cool. So that was the first set. Next thing it does is obviously it tells you what weight to change to, which is cool. You don't have to try and remember anything. And it's super simple, obviously, to switch weights. You just unscrew that, pop them off. I've already got the 60 here because I was using it last time. Pop it in there, and then obviously I go continue, but the whole time it's still counting down. So it forces you to have a certain rest time between each set. So it's a good time to do a stretch or chill out or muck around or something. It's always good to stay loose. But instead of just grabbing the next weight and then racing into it and getting it all down as quickly as possible, it's creating that little bit of rest time, a little bit of space, which also kind of connects with golf too when you're out there playing. Because, you know, you hit driver, and then it's a wee while before you hit the next one. So it's interesting, I find that, because whenever I was doing any other speed training,
Rest for 2 more minutes.
or when you are doing like a normal driver set where you're hitting like 80 to 100 balls of driver trying to push, which makes you certainly quicker and you go faster and faster and faster, you're hitting a lot of balls very quickly. Whereas this little break here is interesting because it forces you to kind of stop, reset, and then work your way up again. It's really cool. And I suppose that, I don't know, but I'm guessing that helps you get to your max speed quicker. I've certainly noticed when I have hit balls, I am able to get quicker, faster. Maybe because of this process. Maybe. All right, back to work. I've got a feeling this is going to be pretty quick. 60 grams only. It's going to feel very light. Ooh, that is very light. 112. So
Swing
now
1
we're
was
into the
112.
super, I suppose, overspeed training. Similar as it kind of feels now like a speed whoosh right here. It's very, very light. Obviously, it's really trying to push up my max, my high end. I've never done this weight before, so the next one, if it's quicker, will be a new record. And that wasn't. 105.
Swing 2 was 105.
See, get that number there that pops up. You see how fast you were before, and now you're like motivated. Come on, man. $108. First one was quicker than I thought. 108. And every now and then, it just doesn't, you know, you got to bend over a little bit there and put the number in manual. That's
Swing 3 was
always an option
108.
if you can't talk to it. But that happens, as you can see, like once in a blue moon. All right, come on, par 5, big drive. $108.
Swing 4 was 108.
Needs work, huh? It's a work in progress. And it's kind of cool because you understand that like this fundamentals workout is 24 sessions. That's a lot of sessions. 106. Good balance, but not very fast.
Swing 5 was 106.
The first one was still the fastest, eh? Getting that real lightweight and feeling it. All right. Full intent. Not max intent, full intent. We'll get to max intent soon. $107.
Swing 6 was 107.
Right, I'll finish off the set and then we will see you at the next one, which is going to be super light and really, really weird feeling. $107.
Swing 7 was 107.
$110.
Swing 8 was 110. Review set 2 swings, then prepare for set 3 with 20 grams. These are full effort swings.
All right, 20 grams next. Pop that off. Slide that off. 20 grams on. So yeah, as I was saying, with the whole program, kind of makes you understand, and also put in the description below a real long format discussion that Sash had with some PGA members about how long it takes to get that kind of up to your max potential speed, because we all have our own max potential speeds. How fast I can get is limited by the engine room to a large degree, and age has something to do with it as well. but we can all get a little bit faster and reach our full potential. So it's pretty cool how it takes you through that process.
Rest for 2 more minutes.
What I do find interesting too for myself is I always find it easier to actually swing quicker if I'm hitting a ball. Whereas, which is different, because I have 2 or 3, most people I work with when they do it, actually are able to swing quicker without a ball. I have one of the guys like me and she swings quicker without the ball. So I found that, especially when I was doing speed sticks too, I had a similar thing where I get the sticks to a certain height and then I grab my driver and hit a ball and actually be quicker than the speed sticks, which was cool. A little annoying because you're just swinging at nothing, you want to be going super fast. But it's just a case of just training your brain and your body to move quick as it can. Really training those fibers, and there's just your mind just to get out of the way and go. Just take that safety limit off. And no doubt, I'm assuming with this 20 grams, I'm going to be quicker than the last set. And then
rest for 1 more minute.
Get into the max intent, which will be the everything I've got, which will be entertaining to watch. Let's move. Oh, a little bit more violence. 113.
Swing 2 was 113. Yeah. New fastest.
Weight before, so should be the fastest. But last time I couldn't get past 112, so let's see if we can get to 115.
Swing 3 was 150. New fastest.
Only problem with voice detection, if I talk to you, then 150, that'd be amazing.
Okay, enter swing 3.
$114.
Swing 3 was 114. New fastest.
Nice. It's all pat in the back, isn't it? And then if you don't go that fast, then it kind of motivates you to try and get faster. So information changes situations. $112. Oh, we've got more in the tank.
Swing 4 was 112.
Why on earth Speed Stick never did this speed golf? Why they didn't? Maybe they didn't have. Obviously, didn't have Sash, but they should have really made an app of some kind, right? $107.
Swing 5 was 107.
But yeah, it's certainly in a league of its own at the minute. I'm sure the other guys might catch up. Although now there's a putting thing too that it comes with. Not getting enough pressure. 116. Woo.
Swing 6 was 116. New fastest.
All pressure lead side, boss. Okay. All right, 2 more. We'll see you in max intent. All right, so into the last set, back up to the 195 gram weight with max intent. The 195 is kind of how these worked out, is kind of the E-driver speed, and it'll give me an estimated distance too.
Rest for 2 more minutes.
So that will be telling. Max intent is as fast as you can possibly go. Like a swing you'd never use in the golf course, but just max. Or if you're like a world long drive guy, how fast you would go. So all the moves shall come out. Maximum swing length, feet off the ground, even more than the full intent ones, and just absolutely everything in the tank. Only 4 swings like this, thankfully, but it's cool that you have a different gear up, I suppose, and this is to try and push your ceiling of where your full intent is, and obviously going light, and then lightest, lighter, lightest, in the previous 3 sets. It'll be interesting to see if I can get a new PB today with this, and hopefully with you watching too, will give me a little bit more.
Rest for 1 more minute.
See what I can do. All right, we're into the last 10 seconds.
10 seconds.
Some max intent natures. Everything we've got, crazy backswings. Come on. 99. 99.
Swing 1 was 99. New fastest.
Thanks, boss. Let's see if we can crack a 100 today. Come on, boss. Crazy swing. Let's go. Everything you got. Looks like Marty Borgmeyer. 99.
Swing 2 was 99.
Come on, we've got another mile an hour into us, haven't we? Come on, bro. Max intent. Get that foot off the ground. Pressure shifts. High hands. Big turn. Oh. 97.
Swing 3 was
Right, one
97.
more chance today. It's good though. At least I got a PB. Happy with that. Come on. One last effort. $98.
Swing 4 was 98.
Okay? Good work. Happy with that. Cool. So then you can go continue.
99 is your new fastest set with 195 grams.
Back. That's cool. And then from here, I can go.
Session 5 complete. Nice work.
Energy, pretty good. Pretty good today. Health, yeah, pretty good. I'll give it, I'm pretty sharp today. And then you can go through, see how long it took, what your grit score was and everything. Exit that, and then I can go ahead and it'll show me when my next session is due. So I can preview that if I really want and go, aha, different weights from this time. So start 195 next time, 160 back to max. Haven't done that one before. So again, you've got this fun scenario of some randomness to your training that is really, really cool. And then from here I can sneak through and see how I've actually went really fast the first time. It was a big day, I had a lot of swings that day. I did the volley video review, which I still need to pop out, and had to try to do a baseline video with this. And then from there I actually went a little slower, and then I've progressively getting quicker and quicker and quicker and quicker, and today was my fastest. And then again I can go through and see how all my different speeds are and whatnot, and no doubt as I get more different weights it'll populate itself differently. And then I can see how my e-driver speed's been changing. So I am definitely getting faster. And maybe one day we can creep up towards that 120 one day. All right, that's all from me. Hope that makes sense. If you're serious about hitting the ball further, this is definitely the king of the hill right now in the market. Thanks for your time. See you soon.